Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Hey, welcome to this episode of the Note Closure Show. As always, Scott Carson. Excited to be here today. I can't tell you how excited I am. I'm literally almost shaking with anticipation. You know what I mean? It's just so many amazing things are going on right now. And I want to share this and see how you guys can actually dive into the middle of it as well. Is that all right? Is that all right to share that with you? What am I going to dive into today? Yes, we're going to dive into how do you find commercial foreclosure? How do you find commercial distress notes? Okay. And the reason I bring this up is because I have been getting nonstop phone calls, emails, text messages, social media messages. People are looking for commercial notes. They're looking for distressed commercial real estate. Okay. Not just residential stuff, but I had 3 phone calls today, a couple yesterday. I'm getting people responding to the stuff that we're putting out in social media on our short videos. So don't let anybody tell you that social media doesn't work, because posting little short videos works. We've had several big hedge funds in California and New York reach out to us looking for distressed deals. We've had a lot of individual investors reaching out because they like what we're sharing. And so that's what I wanted to go through here, because some people are like, well, why would you tell us how to find these? Can we just give them for me? Look, I'm buying for my own portfolio first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to give you a list where I'm looking at my own deal flow. Just sorry, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to connect with my investors. I'm connect with my resources to make money first and foremost. Okay, whether we're buying the assets, whether we're brokering the notes, or finding a creative solution to help these banks out with some stuff. Okay, now I got started back in 2004, actually buying commercial notes direct from banks, direct from asset managers, from Capital One, from Wells Fargo. I started getting listened from some commercial guys. This is back in 2000. I'm sorry, not 2004, 2008. Because that was what hit the fan earlier. Now, I bought some non-performing residential notes from like Wells Fargo Financial and some of these smaller subprime lenders and stuff like that. But I really started brokering the commercial side of things first, because I found the way in. And I get people that have reached out to me. Thank you for those that reached out. I'm not making fun of you by any means of the imagination. Don't think that. I really do respect that, because I had a guy reach out to me and email me this morning. Hey, man, I've got investors at Capital. I can't find them anything. I don't know how you do the voodoo that you do to find these distressed deals. But if you want to, I'd be willing to partner up with you. I've got a buyer. We can split, 1 to 2 points. I'm like, well, I at least I'm going to make is 1 point on a deal. I'm not going to split 1.5. If I'm finding the deals, finding buyers is not difficult. But I wanted to share with you a couple of resources. Now, there's going to be a bit of investment, and that's the thing that separates most people right off the bat. Okay, there's 2 types of investment. Okay, and I'm not talking about funding the deal. Yeah, people are like, oh, I don't have the big capital. That's fine. There's plenty of big name buyers looking for deals. Not every non-performing note or every pending foreclosure is a deal. The banks may be smoking that wacky tobacco or have their head shoved up an orifice that we don't want to look at. Okay, but there is plenty of opportunity out there. You just have to invest. Now, the investment I'm talking about was going to be time. That's one way. If you want, you're going to have to invest some time in reaching out to asset managers, cold calling banks, dialing for dollars, tracking down people on LinkedIn. Somebody says, well, you're the expert at that, and I don't necessarily want to do that, so I just figured I could draft off you. Maybe, maybe not. Book a call with me, we can talk. The second type of investment is you're going to have to spend some money on deal flow, not direct mail marketing. And that's the thing I always crack up. As people come from the real estate side of business, or they're used to dropping, hundreds of thousands of postcards or bandit signs or wasting time targeting all this. I don't want to waste my time. I want to go direct to the sources. So there's two resources that we really, really love. Okay. Now, if you're looking for something across the country you're buying, then it's pretty easy. You want to go to cred-iq. We've talked about these before, cred-iq.com. You get a free trial period to go on there, kind of search. Literally, you can find a lot of distressed commercial debt on the stuff. It's all figured into. They're tapped into all the major servicing companies. The Mortgage Banking Association also lists a report quarterly about this effectiveness of the servicers in the multifamily commercial side. You could download that report from the MBA and start looking and dialing for dollars of servicers. But cred-iq is if you're looking for specific property types, unit numbers. Everybody wants distressed multifamily, which the banks aren't taking that big a haircut on, but this is one way to research it and go that route. Okay, cred-iq is going to probably cost you $200, $300 a month. That's seriously a drop in the bucket. That's the first thing that people are like, oh, I don't want to pay $300 a month. Well, guess what? That's going to eliminate you from finding a lot of deals. Okay. If you're doing a commercial deal, you're going to make a whole lot more money on a commercial deal than you would on a residential deal most of the time. Okay. If you figure you're going to make 2 points off of a $100,000 deal, that's 20 grand. That's not bad. I mean, off of a 1 million, yeah, 2 points off a $1 million is 20 grand. That's not bad, right? If it's a $10 million deal, that's 200 grand. Is that right? Just my math off. It's been one of those crazy days. So if we figure in, yeah, let's say if it's 10 million times 0.02, yeah, it's 200 grand. $10 million deal, that's a pretty low price. That's a $200,000 commission if you're just making 2 points on the deal. That is not shabby at all. That's part of why I get so freaking excited, because I've been waiting for the bottom to hit in the commercial stuff, and I think we're starting to see that. Okay, that's the first thing. If you're going to pay $200, $300 of access to cred-iq, that's going to tap you into things. It's going to help you find the borrower's name, the banks, the servicers, the sponsors, all this amazing stuff. They're going to literally tap into. It's like getting beneath the kimono, seeing servicing notes, seeing what's going on with those assets. But the thing about cred-iq, it can be very overwhelming with the amount of information and stuff you're looking at. You got to be a little bit more sophisticated and narrow it down by size. Now, when I get into narrow it down by size, let's take it a step further. I'm in Texas. Yes, we buy in Texas. Yes, we buy in a lot of states. Yes, we see deals all across the country in a lot of cases. But if you're focused on Texas, because my phone has been ringing off the hook and emails and stuff coming, hey, we're looking for Texas deals, because Texas is a very friendly state, and Texas does have quite a bit of stuff. I mean, we had 450 or 500 properties, commercial properties, basically go to the foreclosure auction today, with it being Super Tuesday today. And who knows how many of those actually sold or got kicked back or delayed. Some of them did. We featured a couple larger multifamilies out in Houston that were supposed to go to foreclosure, and 2 out of the 3 have been around for a little while. But the bank's been kicking the can down the road a few months trying to get the borrower to work out. Okay, but how do you find those lists? Well, that would be going to Roddy's list, Roddy's foreclosure listing service. Now, Roddy's has been known throughout Texas for years on the residential side. Like, they will pull lists of foreclosure lists on just about every county across the country. Now, the great thing about that is if I'm on the website right now, so the website's foreclosure.info. This is not a surprise. We've actually had Jack Zagunis on here before, one of the big guys over there. I've known George Roddy for years here in Texas. I've known him I've known George Roddy for 20 years. Okay. But it's Texas list. It's not anywhere else. Okay. So if you want to look at something, all you got to do is click on order now, and it takes you over to their different lists that they offer. Okay. Now you can do like a pre-foreclosure search. So we click on here. As of today, this is for residential and commercials combined, 3,006 properties all across Texas. Okay. And you can pick by specific county. So if I just go down, let's just go to Harris County. Okay. Harris County, biggest county, that's Houston. Harris had 446 properties. Okay. That went to the foreclosure auction. Whether they sold or didn't sold, I don't know until tomorrow. Okay. But that's primary residential. Okay. Now, if you want to dive into the commercial aspect and what you want to do, and yes, Roddy does commercial. I had a realtor online reach out to me via LinkedIn and tell me, oh, they don't do commercial. I'm like, yes, they do. No, they don't. I'm like, get off your phone, because if you're on your phone, it's not going to give you an easy way to look at it. You have to look at your desktop. And then they wanted to argue, well, I called them. And I'm like, well, if you called them, whoever you talked to over there, you didn't talk to the right person, because we've downloaded the list. They have commercials. Okay. It's just kind of funny, but it's not the same type of price as the residential list. Like the residential list, if I want to say buy the Harris County list, and Harris is going to cost me $87 a month just for the residential list, for the Excel list. Okay. We'll go through that list. We'll go through a list a little bit later on. Now, if I want to buy the commercial stuff, click on the commercial pre-foreclosure list. Now, this is split into regions across Texas. 544 properties were at the foreclosure auction today across Texas. And that's split up in 5 different ways. So like Central Texas, where I live here, which is San Antonio and Austin, there were 129. If you go to East Texas, I think there were, East Texas had a lot more pop up, 110. Okay. That's a surprise. And just oh no, that's actually not. It's West Texas that had a little bit. So 110 in East Texas. That would be like the Houston market. North Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth had 138. South Texas, South Texas had, that's below San Antonio, like Corpus, Rio Grande Valley had 143. And then if we go out in West Texas, there were only 24 properties in West Texas. So it's a pretty big area, right? So to buy the, like, I'll just give you an example. So like if I buy the Central Texas list, it's $313 a month. Okay. $313 a month. It's a bit of investment. Okay. It's as Steph likes to put, that's like a hotel night. Okay, maybe 2 hotels where you're at. Okay, that's a good dinner with family and friends on a celebratory dinner out somewhere nice. Okay, but the great thing that I love about this is these are all in Central Texas. Like they're where I'm at. I could drive by most of these. Some of them I can't, but the region is a little bit bigger than expected in a lot of cases. Okay, so the thing you got to keep in mind with that is it's going to be a lot of stuff. All right. But you have a foreclosure list of commercial stuff. All right. 129 in Central Texas, a very desirable place to be investing. Can we agree to that? Right. And one of the things I did is I immediately went and mapped the 129 assets so that I'd have a bit of an idea. Oh, where is it? Here we go. I just pulled it up. Let me show you, give it an idea. Now we did a video about it, and literally a video like it's 1,000 views on YouTube. So let me share this with you so you can kind of give a bit of an idea. So this is the map, and a lot of it's land, a lot of it's some commercial properties. You do have some multifamily stuff, but the area goes up almost to Abilene, like clear out to San Angelo, Atkins, south of San Antonio, like Canyon Lake. Well, that's north of San Antonio, but Canyon Lake, just south of I-10, Bernie, that neck of the woods, all considered Central Texas, up to just south of Waco, which is pretty good size, right? So, like I said, it's vacant land. You got some rural residences of ag. They've got like 10 acres with them, so it's considered commercial kind of loan. Some commercial condos, some duplexes, commercial property. You've got a couple apartment complexes. You've got like an RV park. There's a whole bunch of stuff on here. Okay, acreage 10, 20. There's even 200-acre lot on this thing for sale here in the city, and then also some rural stuff. Okay, now let me give you an idea. What are they going to send you? What's that money going to get you? So this is the list. Okay, so this is the down list. You can see, like I just they upload time when this stuff goes to foreclosure. So like, am I going to be able to like buy anything off of this list because the foreclosure auctions today? No, my whole goal is not to target the specific asset. Now, yes, will there be some stuff that gets kicked to next month? Yes, every month there is. Okay, but I take it as a different approach to the commercial side because I've got people that are looking for both notes and REOs if they foreclose out and stuff, or I've got some great connections on raw land or anything like that I can help because I'm interested in buying some land here in Texas. A lot of people are, right? So the great thing gives me the upload time, the estimated equity amount, estimated margin of percent of equity, estimated unpaid balance, the clerk report, yada, yada, yada. The county code, the classification of the property, loan type, if there's bed, baths, and garages, if it's a residential property or a condo, it gives me that. Square footage, if there's a pool or zip code. You don't have a lot of that on some of the. Now, yes, some of the multifamily stuff, you have a pool, okay? The legal description, and then you get into the subdivision, the mortgager's first name, last name, and then the mortgagee is the lender. And then you get the trustee name, which is the attorney, the auction, sale time, volume, page, loan number, original loan amount, monthly payment amount. Sometimes that's on there. When the loan expires, matures, years of constructions, the assessed value, city code, number of units, if it's been previously posted, and a big chunk of these have been previously posted, okay? And then also some comments. And then the owner's address, the mail-in address of the owner, okay? So what am I going to do? How am I going to approach this list the most effective way so that I'm agile, mobile, and hostile? And this is one thing that you all can do, okay? Now, out of that 129, it filters down to about 100 entities, 100 banks, okay? Some people, now this is just Central Texas. It's not for the whole state, okay? I'm going to call every one of those entities. There's only one that I probably won't call, and it's an HOA that's foreclosing on this commercial condo. I mean, it's a $695,000 condo off of Westlake Drive in a nice part of town. I got like 30 photos of that property, but I don't necessarily want that. Okay, because they're foreclosing. I don't know. It's not going to foreclosing subject to the first lien. Yeah, it's going to foreclose subject to the first lien. So it might make sense. I'll reach out. What the hell? I'll reach out to them and see if they did it anyway. But most of the time, I don't call HOAs. But there are private investors on here. There's people that have financed stuff. You can see because it gives the names. It's like Mark Davis is the lender. Equity Trust for the benefit of blank. You know, it gives actual IRA investors on here, but it gives a lot of banks. So I'm going to pick up the phone and use these addresses as my hot list to get into the right department. Hey, I'm calling about this address, 12345 Main Street. I don't know if you foreclosed on it or got, what happened. If it sold at auction, great, congratulations. Do you have anything else in your books that you're looking to get rid of? Let me rephrase that or restate that, not rephrase it. Do you have anything else on your books that you're looking to get rid of in Texas or elsewhere? Okay. Do you have anything else on your books that you're looking to get rid of? Anywhere. Now, a lot of these are going to be like LLCs here, Texas. There's some raw land, people that have owner finance raw land. That's fine. What are you looking at? Have you sold that stuff? Are you looking for that stuff? Did you foreclose? Because here's the thing. I'm not necessarily looking for REOs, but I had some great relationships with people here locally. That it's very easy for me to say, hey, I got a lead, and call my buddy up, Joshua, the friendly bearded Texas realtor we had on the podcast a couple of us could say, hey, I got a lead on 200 acres that the bank has taken back that they were looking for somebody to subdivide. Because that's one of the things I'll ask. Because a lot of these smaller banks and some of these land people, the person that probably created a loan is the one that foreclosed. What are you looking to do with it? Are you looking to resell it? Are you looking to sell it off? What's the situation? So it's literally taking these leads as a hot button into the asset manager of the bank. Okay. That's the first thing. Second thing is using them as hot leads in, but then to get their statewide, nationwide list in some of these bigger banks. Okay. Now, let me give you a bit of an idea. Looking at this list is a little confusing. So I kind of basically, just to give you a bit of an idea here, you have like New Res, Texas Rural Capital, Fifth Third Bank, Shell Point Mortgage Servicing, U.S. Bank, Bank of New York Mellon, Texas Regional Bank, Thrive Lending, Greystone Bridge, Carstone Fund, Rock and J Ranch. That's probably a lot. Security Service Federal Credit Union, Citizens State Bank, Summit Resort Development. That's probably it. That's an acre, half acre. Centox Los Milagros. Okay, Inc. Forest Divine Creek LLC, Veterans Land Board, State of Texas. That would be a good one. Randolph Brooks Federal Credit Union, River Land Holdings, Valley Financing, Infinite Lending, UMB Bank, First National Bank of Central Texas, Citibank. I probably won't be able to get in that department, but hey, it's worth trying. Now, on where it's like Citibank or like U.S. Bank, I'm probably going to call the attorney that was foreclosing because it gives me the trustee's name on that. So I'm going to call that trustee and say, hey, I'm trying to see about buying that note. I didn't know if it sold or didn't sell. Okay. But these Frost Bank, there's 3 in Frost Bank here on this list in Central Texas. Frost is a big bank out of San Antonio, Texas. Okay. Bank of New York Mellon, probably not going to have luck there. But the great thing about this Fannie Mae, I'm not going to have any luck there. It's an $11 million loan, but I could probably call the attorney and track that down. Talk to the right person. But that's what you have to do. And you have to realize you got to put some investment. You got to invest your time and then invest a little bit of money to get a list. And then pick up the phone and dial for dollars. Foreclosure lists have always been a great source for lead generation because you have a hot button. Inquiring about this asset, inquiring about this asset, inquiring about this address. Did you sell it? Did you take it back? What's your plan for it? No, I'm not going to call them today. I'm not even calling them tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be too soon. They're not going to know. But will I call them on Friday? Yeah, I'll call them on Friday. And then I will basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week around my phone calls, I will be dialing for dollars. Now, I can knock out about 50 phone calls in a day, if not more. But that's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, I can do that. Now, that's just for Central Texas. I pull the The East Texas for Houston or the North one for Dallas, we're really cooking with Crisco then. 540 is probably going to narrow it down to probably about 450 people or entities that I can call. But guess what? I already have private investors in here. I've got land deals. There's multifamily deals. Some of these, am I not going to be able to tackle it all? Yes. Okay. Yes. But some of these entities that are financing this stuff are pretty easy to get a hold of. Okay. They're big. They have websites. I've talked to some big asset managers at big banks when I probably had no business calling them on a $200 million loan. All right. I am not going to write a check for that, but I can still inquire to find out what the heck they're doing. Okay. That's the beauty of this. And if you really want to dive into it, guess what? Pick up the phone, start calling. Pick up the phone, start calling. If I was a realtor, that's what I would be chasing. And be, hey, I see did you foreclose on the stuff? Do you need an agent to list this? Or if you've got interested buyers as an agent, that's what I would be doing. I'm looking for deals. Let me pick up the phone and call this bank. I got an interested buyer. I got a cash buyer. Whatever it might be, whatever your asset class is, there you go. If you're looking for specific asset classes, that's what you dive into. Does it seem expensive to pay $330 or like that for a list? Yeah, maybe. If you're not used to paying anything, of course. But just think about that. One of these deals is going to make it worth my time. Will I get one deal out of this? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. But guess what? You know what I will have at the end of this next week? I'll have 100 new sources for deals. Some will have only a small amount of stuff, but some will have a crap load on a regular basis that I can tap into. Not just here in Texas, but across the country. And so it is roll up your sleeves and get busy smiling and dialing again. Yes, will I leverage LinkedIn? Of course. Will I leverage my existing database of contacts at banks and lenders that I have? Yes, my list of asset managers. That's one of the things that we're already working on. Who do we know at such and such bank? Who do we know at such and such fund to talk to about this specific asset? And then, you know what? It's all about putting deals, being a deal engineer. Some will look to take down ourselves. Some will look to flip. Some will bring on and get a chunk of the deal. Some of those we may be brokering the asset. Some of those maybe flipping the note. Some will be taking down ourselves. But I will tell you this, I am very excited. I feel like today's been a very glorious day. It's been a busy day. We went up and looked at the Williamson County foreclosure auction this morning for a few minutes. There's only 44 properties going to auction in Williamson County, but it was still worth going by and taking a look at it just to see, okay, first Tuesday of the month, let's make an appearance. Next first Tuesday, I'll probably go, well, not this coming Tuesday, but the next first Tuesday of November, I'll probably go by the Travis County, which will be a lot more. I may end up going out to Harris County just for the heck to visit it. Look, everybody, there are so many opportunities, but you got to put the work in. Calling somebody up just to get their list of deals, you're going to be the low man down on the totem pole. Don't call me up, say, hey, I need a list of broker, because I'm not going to do that for you. I'm not going to give you a list to go out and broker when I'm doing all the heavy lifting. It doesn't work that way. Sorry, you're going to be paying me a pretty penny for that. The great thing is you're part of our one-on-one coaching. You're getting access to lists. You're getting access to things that we put together because you're one of our one-on-one coaches. So if you're part of our monthly membership, you will get some access to some tapes, mostly residential, not the commercial stuff, but the residential stuff that you can take a look at, make some offers on, because we're constantly uploading lists to there that you can cherry pick and either make bids directly through me or directly to the seller on those. So lots of great stuff going on, ladies and gentlemen. I can't tell you how excited. This is probably the third or fourth time I said this on this podcast episode, but there's opportunity if you will just get off your ass and start taking action. If you're struggling to get deals closed, it's because of two things. You're not having any momentum. You're not doing any activity. Okay. When I look at what these little short videos of 1-minute videos of me featuring assets that are going to the foreclosure auction or specific asset classes or case studies or deals that we're offering, and the amount of activity we're getting off of by taking that 1-minute video and uploading it to TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, all stuff, this is gold. This is the magic wand that you're looking for. It's in your hand. Okay. And that's when I say, if I was a realtor, first thing I'd be doing is jumping on doing a short little video. Hey, here's a deal in San Antonio. If you're looking for distressed commercial real estate, if you're looking for distressed apartments in San Antonio, I want to be your guy or gal. That's what I would be doing. I am not a realtor, okay, but I have stayed at a Holiday Inn Express before. My ex-wife was a realtor. I partnered with realtors. Some of my best friends are some of the nicest realtors out there that you know. But there's never been more opportunity. If you're sitting out there waiting for somebody to call you up on a referral basis, now is the time to start taking action to getting some shit done and getting some deals, distressed assets, literally making hay now till the end of the year through next year. Is there's gonna be so much wealth created amount of distressed stuff out there. All you got to do is roll up your sleeves and get to work. Yes, it's investment in time. It's investment maybe $300 or whatever like that for your stuff. If you don't like the commercial, and dive into the foreclosures. Pay the $85 a month to get a foreclosure list. Okay, but get up, get rock and roll, and get ready to roll out the carpet for you, because basically they are writing blank checks. If you want to make six figures in the next 6 months, you can. If you want to make seven figures in the next 18 months, you can, if you really put it to work. And I am, whoo, I feel good. I feel good. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Like I knew that I would now. Da-na-na-na-na. Anyway, this goes back, this makes me think back to February of 2020 when the whole COVID shutdown happened. I went in and said there's $50 billion lost in the commercial markets at that point. Well, guess what? That's all been rolling in now, right, ladies and gentlemen? It's time to make hay and get rock and rolling and carve up your piece of the pie. Who cares who the election is? That's not going to stop you from making money. Okay. Hopefully it does. If they do, we got serious issues. Okay. But let's get on here. If you want to get involved, reach out to me, talkwithscottcarson.com, or reach out to me at weclosenotes.com. That's my main website. We will have our live class in 2 weeks. It's hard to believe that. Yes, 3-day class, and we will do a big chunk on breaking down commercial assets, calling commercial asset managers, and going that route too. Okay, so roll up your sleeves. Let's get rock and roll. Let's go make some money, everybody, and we'll see you at the top.